Hi, welcome. Today we are going to look at dictionaries in Python. And remember, we have looked at tuples, numbers, strings, lists, or the other data types. And dictionary is a very important data type to understand in Python. So let us look at dictionary, and you need to understand that a dictionary is made up of key value pairs. And just like a normal dictionary, you go and you want to look for apple, you look for the word apple as a key, and then you get the definition of an apple, like the values. So it's a key value pair. Let's just create a dictionary, and from there you'll be able to understand better. So let's create one dictionary here. Employee. Let's give it a, you open your curly braces for a dictionary, and then we can say the name of the employee, the name. Let's give the name there. Then we give the name, say James. Then we give a salary. Next key is salary. We have our colon again. We give the salary, we give the salary 5,000. Next key we want to create is the, let's just say he has some agents under him. So we pass a list of the agents. So let's say he has Mike as one of the agents working under him, and then he has Nina as one of the agents under him. So let us print this our dictionary and see how it looks. Let's say employee, print. Now let's run it, and good. We have our dictionary with the key name, and the value is James. Salary, that's the value 5,000. Agents, and then you have a list. So let us try something and see if, for example, we put only strings as the title. What if we put something like 2, for example? Let's try and see. Okay, good. So it doesn't, the key doesn't necessarily need to be uh, a string. It can be even a number. So that's fine. It's good to note. So let's go back and put our name there, and then let's move on then. Okay, so you can run something like the length, our function, normal functions that we use, that we run, like length. You get the length. See, you get 3. So it is counting the key value pairs. There's the first key value pair, there's a second key value pair, and then there is this last key value pair. So all of that is it's just considered like they are counting like 3. Okay, so you can now, for example, if you want to access, say, like the role of a dictionary is to be able to find out what is the name, so that it gives you James. What is his salary, so that it gives you 5,000. Who are the agents under him, so it gives you Mike and Nina. So you just simply come here, and then you print your employee, and you put in, say, the name. So when you do that, now you run it, you get James. So you're querying like the key, what is the corresponding value. So let's try agents, for example. So you're querying and saying, I want to know the agents. You get Mike and Nina. So that's fine. You can use it to get the value from a key you specify. Okay, what if, for example, we want to add like age? For example, we want to add a new key and say that he is 30 years old, for example. So we need to add a comma here, and age key, and then our colon, and put 30. So let's do it here, and you see. So we take the employee, and then we give it a new value, age, new key, and then we say the key is equal to this value. So let's print it and see. Let's print our employee now, and we see. So when we run that, what do we get? You see our age got added here at the end. So you can easily add a new key value pair just directly like this. Okay, and then now, what if, for example, we say the salary should be, is not 5,000, the salary is 6,000? What do? We just simply come here and we put salary, and then now we put now 5,000, sorry, 6,000. Yes, we increased the salary. So let's run that and see. Run. I click run. Good. So we got an increase. It's 6,000. So you see, what do you notice here? That if the key already exists, putting it here and putting a value here means you are updating it or modifying what already exists. But if it doesn't exist, like we saw for age, like we saw for age, and then what we had here, 30, if it doesn't exist, then it will go and create a new key value pair behind this one to insert this new one that you've created. Okay, that is interesting. So now, what if we wanted to add, say, not just one value, not just one key value pair, but say two key value pairs, wanted to add age and maybe sex, for example. So remember in our previous video, we talked about update. So we are going to use the update method here. So we go to update. Here is this, we click on update. Then we pass on our dictionary here. So we say the first thing we wanted to add there is age, and we want age of, say, our 30. Then the next thing we want there is the sex, and we want the sex is male. So now let us run this and see what you get. Good. So you got age got added here and sex got added here. So if, for example, you want to see the length here, you want to see the length, you run it. Let's run it. See, it's 5. So we have the 5, the 1, 2, 3 plus the 4, 5 here. So we have now 5 key value pairs. Good. Okay, so what if we wanted to delete? We are not interested in keeping, say, age here, for example. So that again is simple. We just come here, we use the delete, DL, then we specify the key we want to delete. So we take off the key and its value. So we say we don't want age anymore here. Then let's print this and see how it look like. Okay, let's run this. So now there's no more, age is no longer found here. Normally we were expecting age before sex here. Normally age was supposed to be somewhere in the middle here, and age is no longer there. Okay, that is good. Now let us look at a few methods for dictionaries, and then soon we round up dictionaries. So now first method to look at is employee dot keys. Okay, now let's run this. What do we get? We get all the keys: name, salary, agent, age, sex. So all the keys, just the keys, no values. And of course, if you want the values, you get you run the dot values. Then you get just the values: the James, the 5,000 salaries, the list of agents, age, then the sex. Good. Now there is one more thing which you need to know for dictionaries is dot items. So let's run it and see. Dot items, what does it give? It gives us a tuple. Remember a tuple? A tuple with the key value pair. So the name, and this is the corresponding value James, the salary, this is the corresponding value 5,000. So you have this tuple which is name value pair. So for example, if you wanted to, say, run a for loop to get the values, you see you might be trying to say for maybe value in maybe employee, for example, you would say print me, for example, value. You run something like this. Let's just run it and see. You see, okay, when you do that now, what do you get? You get the name, the salary, the agents, but you don't see the 5,000. You don't see the James. You don't see the Mike and Nina and the 30 years old and the male. So now, what can you do about that? What you need to do is you need to use the last method we just saw, which you say here key value, because there are two, they move in pairs. If you remember, it was a tuple. So you do items. So you and then you print now the key and the value. So let's run this and see. Good. So now when we run this, you see what we get. We get the name and the James that we expect, the salary and the 5,000 that we expect, the agents and Mike and Nina. So this is a good use of this method. Remember it, employee, you do the dictionary dot items. So remember we had dictionary dot keys just for the keys, dictionary dot values for the values, and with dictionary dot items, you're able to access this tuple of the key value pair. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like the video, share, and see you next video. Thank you.